Hey you guys, it's your girl T. So I want to go ahead and shout out Let's Be Real 84 on Twitter. She was one of the first ones who sent me this story the day that it broke, but unfortunately I had already got done shooting my video, so I wasn't able to talk about it a few days ago. But I definitely wanted to do an update, and the update is about the 4 boys from Nutty New York, honey, that were indicted on rape charges. They have now all been let go. This entire situation has more twists and turns than a ride at Six Flags, okay? So you guys remember a few months ago I did the video about the 4 boys who were arrested in Brooklyn for basically gang raping a girl in front of her father, and her father ran off to get help. And then they came out a few days later saying that the father was having sex with the daughter and that they didn't do anything wrong, that they did have sex with the girl, but that it was consensual. And in my video, I stated that the story was very confusing. I really didn't understand it. But at that time, with the evidence that was initially provided, I did side with the father and the daughter, okay? So now it's come out that the NYPD did their job. They fully investigated. The girl is not cooperating with the police at all. And come to find out, the girl was in an incestual relationship with her father. They're saying that her mother died a long time ago, and the father has been the one not only raising her, but also raping her as well. And so that night in the park, the father was drunk, the girl was drunk. These 4 boys happened upon this scene. They asked, could they hit as well? The father was okay with it. He walked off, and the girl was also okay with this as well. And they ended up having sex with this girl. Now, we all know the youngest was 14 years old. The oldest was 18. And the only thing that saved these young boys, because it was definitely her word against theirs, was the fact that they decided to film themselves running a train on this girl. So they filmed themselves running a train on her. One of the boys sent the video footage to the cousin. From what I'm hearing, they all knew this girl from school or something like that. They sent the video footage to the cousin, and once the boys were arrested and they kept saying that they were innocent, everything was consensual, the cousin at that point in time decided to hand over the videotape to the police, and then that's how they were able to get off. I want you guys to go ahead and watch this updated news clip, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
The story has come full circle of what did and did not happen inside Osborne Playground in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Early last month, 5 teenagers were accused, arrested, and criminally charged with raping an 18-year-old woman they found inside the playground. Fast forward to tonight, and Brooklyn District Attorney Kenneth Thompson announced those charges would be dropped because the story from the would-be victim, an 18-year-old woman, did not add up. Abdullah Green is the attorney for Ethan Phillips, one of the formerly accused.
When this news story first broke, it went nationwide. It sounded really horrendous.
So much has happened from the day the story first broke to its dismissal. First off, when the boys walked up on the young woman, she was actually in the playground engaged in a sex act with her own father. But she told police the boys tried to rape her, and she made no mention of having sex with her father. What helped save the boys? Cell phone video recorded by one of them that completely contradicted the young woman's story. In a written statement, D.A. Thompson writes in part, she also refuses to cooperate with any prosecution against her father, who was engaging in sexual conduct with her. It is my fervent hope that this young woman gets all the support that she needs.
Watch the news clip. So a lot of folks want to know my opinion on this entire story. The fact of the matter is that this story is just really heartbreaking, and fact is definitely stranger than fiction, okay? But in my personal opinion, while I'm glad that the NYPD did their job, because they easily could have just ran with this story, you know what I'm saying, arrested these young boys, they would have did 20 years in Rikers Island, but the NYPD thoroughly investigated, plus there was evidence. I'm happy that the NYPD did do their job, but in my personal opinion, I cannot hail these young boys heroes or innocent as well, okay? Now, I also hate the fact that the news media put these young boys' pictures out there, put them on blast for the world to look at them as rapists, but yet and still they have not put any pictures out there of the young girl or her father, even after it's been announced that none of these boys were guilty. I would love to see what the girl looks like. I would also love to see this trashy-ass father, and for what I'm hearing, because the girl's 18 years old, the father would not be charged with anything because once you're a certain age, it's obviously consensual, which to me is bullshit because it's obvious this girl has been with her father for a long time, and he clearly groomed her into thinking that this was okay. And I would not be surprised if this father was also pimping out the daughter, okay? The thing that bothers me with this case, like I said, to me these young boys are innocent of rape, but they're not innocent of their moral obligations. And I get so tired of young men with this sheeple mentality that this type of behavior is okay. I remember a long time ago being in junior high and reading Nathan McCall's book, Makes Me Wanna Holla, and he talked about the gang rape scene, how they all took turns, you know, basically gang raping this girl. Now, granted, it was consensual, but literally, I think it was like up to 10 men had sex with this girl, no protection, just disgusting. And it's sad that a lot of these young boys still have this same mentality, this whole monkey see, monkey do. You know, I don't understand how 4 guys can sit there and run a train on a girl who just got done having sex with her father and they didn't see anything wrong with this. You know, this is why I say a lot of young boys need to really start thinking with this head and not that head, because these boys could have clearly landed up in Rikers Island for the next 20 years over a piece of sloppy ass. You know, so I just find the whole situation just disgusting, ridiculous. I wish this father was being charged and going to jail. You know, I don't know if the young girl should go to jail or not for lying and trying to run with this story, but I definitely think there should be ramifications for her actions, because she could have got these young boys locked up for a long time. But she's definitely gonna need a lot of therapy and help. You know, this is just really, really disturbing. Now it makes sense to me why those young boys were smirking in those pictures and looking defiant. That's because they knew they had video evidence. You know, because I kept thinking to myself, these are some really weird pictures. The pictures almost look really, really demonic, how they were just smiling and, you know, acting like this situation was funny. But now looking back on it, it makes sense. That's because they knew that they videotaped everything and they had proof, and they knew that they weren't going to go to jail once that proof came out. You know, but this entire story, I don't think there's any winners here. And I think as parents, we need to talk to our sons and let them know that this type of behavior is not okay. You know, it's one thing to have sex. It's another thing to sit here and run a train on a girl after your homeboys done had her. I highly doubt any of these kids use any protection. This girl could have had all types of STDs and everything else. We need to start raising our kids to have a better moral compass about themselves. I find this entire situation just disgusting and ridiculous. Everyone from the father to the young girl to these 4 boys. No one is innocent in this case at all. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire disturbing story that's once again coming from Nutty New York. How do you guys feel about this story in general? Are you guys happy that the boys got off, but are you guys still disturbed how everything went down and the fact that these boys were okay with running a train on her? And then do you guys feel like anything should happen to the father? Because I really feel like regardless if the girl's 18 or not, the father should be held accountable for this rape that he's been doing to his daughter for Lord knows how long. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyt.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.